Hi, welcome to the video commentary of Frenzy. This is my first one. I'm actually very new at this game, so anybody who's played this game and sees a lot of my mistakes I'm making, feel free to post and tell me what I'm doing wrong, but chances are I've already learned from watching this. So I'm playing a 2 versus 2 map here. It's myself, Frenzy, as Terran, which is right in the top left. Bottom left is It's Dutch Protoss as my partner versus another Protoss player named No Big Deal, and a Zerg player named Enfilade. Now, first off, I am Terran, and I'm doing a very weird build here, which you'll see starting soon. I'm doing three barracks, and so I'm doing 2 Marauders and 2 Marines. A lot of people don't agree with this because I can be rushed very easily. The reason why I didn't do this is because in a 2 versus 2 map, I find, especially if you have a Protoss partner, that they tend to make Zealots quite quick and put them out there, especially if there's a Zerg player on the map, which you see here. Luckily, neither of these 2 players are really building anything too fast. My partner here is just making his first gateway, and I just made my first supply depot and refinery really quick here. I'm going to start building my barracks. Now, here's something interesting here. As you see, the No Big Deal players put a probe up on the top left of my partner's base, which he didn't notice. And being that he's Protoss, you're going to see him start building stuff here pretty close to his stuff, obviously photon cannons, and he's not really going to notice because, it kind of looks like it. Personally, I think I probably would have noticed because you can see over here on your screen there's a big red dot, which you can't see right now because of the fog of war, but he will see because he's going to place it right here. And then there's going to be a bit of a mess. So there's my first barracks going in there. This guy's made a couple Zergs really fast. And our Protoss partner is sort of not really doing that, or his Protoss partner isn't really doing that much in terms of building up an army. He's focusing on putting this pylon here. As you can see, he'll be able to put a photon cannon out pretty quick. As soon as he starts placing his assimilator here, and that builds up, he's going to be able to see that. Obviously, the guy noticed the assimilator's going up, so he puts in the 2 cannons. He had enough money saved up to put in 2. Now, this is a very interesting tactic. If you've got a Zerg partner that was massing stuff, you would have a very good chance of winning here, but obviously, as you can see, he isn't really doing much. Made a couple Zerg, he's kind of running them around the map. He's made a queen there. Don't really agree with that, but I don't really play Zerg. So here they come. They're about to load in. He notices it. He sends 5 or 6 probes after it, and he starts to micro it, running him around and say goodbye to his assimilator. Blue player notices this, starts sending a few of his Zergs in, little swarms. Now, by this time, I'm now building my 3rd barracks. Now, if he had sent his all his Zerg in to me, I would have been toast. He has 6 of them on the playing field, and I was, doing this really unorthodox build. But now my first Marauder's out, and everything's okay. He actually did have a Zerg come up that I ended up killing with my SCVs I didn't show you. So, as you can see, his base is getting destroyed. 2 little Zerglings. I'm going to send my 1 Marauder up in here and clean out this guy here. I guess I didn't hit that, but he's going to die. And he's very cleverly, hats off to this guy, notice that he's going to lose his base, not try to be proud and everything and try to save it and salvage it, because you're going to spend a lot of money with 4 proton cannons or photon cannons trying to build stuff. And he says, oh, that's okay. Well, yeah, it really was. But hats off to him for pulling that many probes out and putting another base up. As you can see, red still not doing anything. This Zerg is actually, he's starting to build lots of Zerglings. It seems kind of like they were both going for fast tech research, but they didn't test me. I've now got 3 of these up. I'm starting to mass produce them. I'm going to bring them down over here, and I'm going to protect my player while he's getting his second base up, or now his only base. The rest of his stuff here is going to get destroyed, but that's no big deal. He comes in towards me, and he takes half of his Zergs after that one guy. Thanks again, It's Dutch, for seeing that one come. And by this time, I've got quite a force up here. Really no contest. and I'm still producing, and I am still gaining money. And he's sending them in small skirmishes of 4 and 6, and they're just getting eaten alive by my marauders. But this time he's got his nexus up, and he's got tons of these probes, so he's not doing too badly as long as I'm there to protect him. Thank goodness Red is still, honestly, not doing a whole hell of a lot. They should have closed the deal right there. And I'm really sorry, no big deal in Fillade. This is really not how you play either of these classes at all. But, you know, that was a pretty interesting move over here, but I wouldn't have invested so much money in it, because now you've got all these photon cannons sitting here doing nothing. Meanwhile, your base has got, he's just putting up his, he's only got 2 gateways and not very many probes. So you can see his income rate's not very high for a Protoss. Usually they're pretty high. So I've got now my force here, and that's, judging by what's on the map, more than enough to protect against any swarm that they're going to be sending in. Of course, I don't know this when I'm playing because of the fog of war, but I'm continuing to build these. I should have been putting up factories and started building tech for mid-game, but I really felt with this move that this Protoss player was really very good, so I was just sort of not quitting, and I was going to give him a bit of a fight. I thought we were going to lose, so I thought I'd make it a bit of a challenge for him, and now my partner's got his gateway up, and he's going to start producing units. Now, as you see, he's got 1 Zerg going all these places, making sure that we're not expanding, which is a good move, but it doesn't really play out for him in the end here. So he's still kind of got the same amount of units. Meanwhile, I'm still massing Marauders and Marines, and got my supply depots going up. I always like to put them behind here. I know a lot of players like to do their block here. I find that to really take a lot of time away from just putting up 3 barracks really quick and spamming them out, especially in that situation. If I had a supply depot and a barracks down there, I think it really slowed me down, because again, I'm pretty new and I'm not really great at massing construction and stuff from different places, so I'm kind of a point and click kind of guy. I'm just learning now how to hotkey everything back in. So there's a Zerg sitting right down here, seeing he wants to make sure that nothing's getting built. I don't think he actually saw what was going on up here. And I just went up there and tested to make sure he didn't build a second base, which he didn't. So I put my troops back down here, and again, I am now massing stuff, just constantly massing stuff. I'm at maximum supply right now. So as you can see, I've got pretty much the biggest army on the map right now, and it's continuing to grow. 2 players with uninterrupted resources I should be dead. I should be completely dead. My partner here, he's now got his defenses up, or at least a gateway. He's starting to build stuff, and thank goodness he's building these stalkers, because zealots aren't going to do a lot right now. Maybe a few just to protect, but you really should get something that's going to start killing air units, because in any match by this time, both of these units would have air units up. So this is my kind of blind run in, give them a yippee-ki-yay kind of thing, and as I run in here, you see he's got double the amount of Zerg that he had. He pulls them back, and my Marauders and Marines just make short work of his Zerglings. His Queen's dead. I'm going to kill these 2. I'm still massing more units over here. Still creating stuff. Well, not at the moment, but I will in a second. And he's brought his Zergs back that were at the 4 or 5 points. Still one sitting down here, a couple at these, which is a good idea. He's bringing one slow-moving Queen in here. Now the partner, in the meantime, he has been making Void Rays, or Void Gaze I like to call them, but Void Rays are very powerful units, but not against lots of ground units, because their beam doesn't do a lot of damage, I find, and except against something that has a lot of hit points, because the longer the beam's on, the more damage it does. So luckily I've sent my second skirmish over here loaded with Marines, because Marauders obviously can't kill them. And he almost dies. Thank goodness I sent this over, because I would have lost all of these. And that's down. So, his second base he built over here, it's not going to last very long. Meanwhile, the partner, absolutely no ground units at all. He's put all his eggs in one basket, and it is for the Void Gaze. Now, at this point, any other skilled player would realize, geez, these things aren't going to really do a lot against a whole bunch of ground units, which I am continuing to amass. And meanwhile, at this point, my partner has almost fully recovered, and he's got quite a sizable force of stalkers. So, bye-bye, blue. He's making a second one down here, but that's not going to prove to be any kind of a problem. Void Race come out again. Now, he actually ends up, he does play smart here. He kills my Marines, which is the only thing that can actually hit them. But I stick around just to make sure this is gone. And this is one of my macroing problems I find that I do a lot. I've run them away. My partners come running in. I'm not there. I'm up here doing stuff up here, building more supply depots and things like that. And I realize I've got more units there. I group them all up. I send them down. And really, Reds put up absolutely no defensive fight here. My partner could have killed his base by himself. So it was a very lucky turnout for that. I'm just lucky I massed a lot of troops, ground troops. And of course, I put a little smile there because I absolutely can't believe we won. Because again, I thought that Protoss player was really good, but obviously he was newer than I was. So again, it's, a lot of people aren't very good with Protoss and Zerg yet when they first come out and play, because you play the game as Terra and then you don't really get to practice with the Zerg units. So his second base is up, but he's given up. He's done. It's gone. It's over. And that is a win. Thank you for listening.